Hey guys, so how are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin evening update. So we will go straight over to the charts. Obviously we're having a bit of a debacle in Bitcoin at the moment. You can see we had one of those moves where we have a really nice liquidity hunt where we take out the lows of the previous basically wick lows here and here and also there as well, but that had already taken that one out. So these wicks here and then had a pretty sharpish rally back up. So we've come from, on BitMEX anyway, from nearly 8,800 back up to, well, not far off 9,100. So that's basically a $300 move, isn't it? So pretty savage move. I mean, it's not looking good price wise. Obviously we were getting resisted by this 9,400. So obviously that was never a good sign. We were looking to obviously try and get back into here. I wasn't necessarily expecting much of a move this weekend, and if we do stay down here or move lower, I do kind of expect the CME gap to close pretty soon, earlier in the week, and then if we're going to come down, then come down after that. That's all pure speculation anyway. But basically, it's becoming more apparent that we are not in an ascending triangle, basically. So we kind of fell out of my original drawn one, and then we've sort of we invalidated this one pretty much, I would say. Obviously I have been saying that the descending triangle isn't the be all and end all of the current price structure. Realistically, it is this support zone here, because I believe we could be held here and in a sort of rectangle formation here. If we zoom out a bit, if we zoom out more to if we zoom out to a daily, it's gonna look a bit cluttered on here, but you can see how we've kind of got the top and the kind of the bottom here. So we can play out a range here for a bit and then break up, or we can play out the range and then break down. But what I mean to say is, breaking out of this ascending triangle isn't the be all and end all of our bullish run necessarily. What I think will be the end all of our massive run will be starting to trade in this zone here. It will become just super apparent that we are in for the next downswing. And then you've just got to look how that looks to like big professional traders, hodlers, or not so much hodlers because they never sell, but big professional traders going to be looking at trading around here, and be like, well, this is clearly coming down. So it just will be constant sell pressure on every rally. Obviously we'll have our bounces, our moves around, but I mean, you can see how Bitcoin moves. It's not just Bitcoin, every market will do this. I mean, you have sort of your moves, your bursts up, your rallies, your consolidations, your move ups, and then like here on this move down, had our moves down, moves up, and you can see what we were doing was obviously making these lower highs and lower lows, and that's basically how you define a downtrend. And the same here with the uptrend, higher highs and higher lows, so as soon as we started creating already the lower highs pretty much. So now it's just a case of these lower lows, which we're currently doing in this section of price action here. We've yet to take out these lows, but these, which is obviously why these are the important levels just here. I think if we take out here, then it's going to take a lot to break us back up, and also it makes perfect sense to me anyway that Bitcoin's going to come down to around the 7,000 level, and then I'll be looking for a move up. I think buying interest, I mean, this again, it's just pure speculation. I think buying interest will come in around here. We'll look to be forming a massive inverted head and shoulders. We would have got that 30-40% move based on the weekly Stokes turning down, and it wouldn't look bad. We're still well within the formation, especially if we get held here. I mean, it's not. Yeah, I mean, if you get back to 10k, we clear out of this, and that could trigger a nice fast move up. So it doesn't look like the worst thing for us to do, and it's only $2,000 price action from where we are. Come on, let's face it, Bitcoin. I mean, my worry would be that we are going to come down. Is my worry, and well, my worry isn't we're going to come down. My worry is the fact that we then potentially don't bounce here, and then we are in some serious trouble, serious trouble. Basically, and we got to basically decide whether we just want to start trading something else. Anyway, so yeah, that'll be yeah. But like I said, I think it's very likely. Well, first and foremost, our first test for me. Well, the first test really was the ascending triangle, but. Yeah, the first test was the ascending triangle. I still think it is bullish. We are holding at this high. That's why I'm not necessarily thinking the ascending triangle formation to burst us up is the most important thing. I think the most important thing is holding this box here, holding this horizontal box. You see it a lot in price action in a lot of traditional assets, and I've seen it a lot of the time. You form boxes. I mean, you guys know I'm a massive fan of horizontals. Horizontals form boxes. I'm not a massive fan of trend lines. Trend lines don't obviously form boxes because they're not horizontal. But yeah, boxes are important. Horizontal levels are important. Being in a horizontal box up here and remaining in one and then potentially breaking out is important. I think if I try and show you one on the gold, if we go onto a gold chart. Here we go. That's taken us a while to get there. So you can see what we've got going on here at this high here. We don't have any sort of ascending patterns, but we're in this box here. Look, you can see this rectangle we're in, and now it looks like we're breaking out the top of this box and onwards and upwards. But you just got to look. We had where our lows were. Are we on a date? Let's go to a daily to make it a little bit more clear. So you can see where our lows are. Look. This was the highest high we had, obviously up until this point. Then we had pretty much our lowest low, and then we stayed within those bounds, got a bit tighter, a little bit tighter, broke up with the first slot, and then, well, where I've actually drawn this box here, it looks like we are breaking back up, but we could even be encapsulated in a larger rectangle. But my point is that this is often how traditional market price action will be. You'll form like this box, and I mean, I don't really think many people are under the impression that gold isn't going to break upwards. So you can look at this. Well, obviously, if you can't necessarily say it is going to break up, but I think it will break up. But even if it breaks down, either way, it's not necessarily an ascending triangle or descending triangle. It's just I'll say it one more time. It's just a box. We're just in a box, and it happens a lot. Price will often just find itself in a box. I mean, fair enough, we get these descending patterns and we break up. I mean, you do get them quite a lot, and then when you get them, they are very apparent, but that isn't what we're forming at the moment. And they're very easy to trade as well. You just know when you're broken out of one. We trade them on the smaller time frame in Bitcoin, but I'm just trying to see if I can find any more of these boxes really. Yeah, I mean, kind of one at this bottom here before we move back up. Oh, here's a good one. So we've got one here. This one does break to the downside though. So look, we get the move up. We are basically within pretty much a box formation here. If anything, this is looking like an inverted head and shoulders. Bullish potential pattern, but look, it drops to the downside. But you can see we're in sort of a box range up there. I won't bother scrolling much further back and go, where even have we got up to now? Oh, 2016, those were the days. Right, back over to Bitcoin. So yeah, so you can see we could be forming, I mean, a lot of the markets correlated. Stocks correlated, gold, oil, we're up cryptos, we're pretty correlated. And you just saw the box that I showed you in gold. We are in a similar pattern in Bitcoin, and everyone thinks gold's gonna break up. It's just a matter of when. No one thinks gold's gonna go down. I mean, that's not the greatest that isn't normally the greatest setup though, but people can still, the majority of people can be right on occasion anyway. But anyway, so yeah, that's what I'm saying basically. So I would say we pretty much, unless by the end of the weekend we are back nicely in this zone, nicely above 9,200 and holding strong, which is not far away from where we are now, in all fairness. But if we are back in here and holding strong, then yeah, maybe we can look at the ascending triangle. We can give it the benefit of the doubt again, but I would be saying that really we're just going to hold this formation here. This is why this 8,600 is the most important, and this is also why I think 8,600 can hold the price and can send us back up, and that's why I think breaking 8,600 is when we have real issues. Breaking 8,600, you just got to look at this and be like, right, we're in a downtrend. We're going down, so now it's sell every rally, sell every rally, sell every rally. Do you know what I mean? That will be the name of the game. But obviously, above 8,600, it's not the name of the game. The name of the game is: are we doing what gold is doing and are we doing what gold is doing and consolidating at consolidating at a high level to then potentially break up? I mean, maybe we will break down, but then that breakdown will be the breakdown of 8,600. So. Yeah, so whilst everybody's been looking at this ascending triangle, and yeah, it's Bitcoin likes its triangles as well, so it's not ideal. But yeah, we just got to look at it for what it is. That is not necessarily bearish until we break below here. And if we look at these major wick downs that we've got so far, and I don't want to jinx it because obviously there's still time left in this sell-off. I mean, we've got our lows here. I mean, this is a wick low on BitMEX, which didn't necessarily come down this low. And then we've got this low here. And then, yeah, I mean, obviously this low's lower than those, but it's not lower than these. So we are still overall. But at the moment, like I say, at the moment, because we could absolutely hammer the price down to this level anyway. But like I said, this is the important level for me, really. This is the important level, but yeah, that's it really. I don't actually have too much to say. I'll just give you guys a quick update on the DMT and the Dominator. So DMT has basically been in a short trade from practically the top, this level, I say practically the top, but 9,574, so that's currently a massive gain. Dominator went short as well at the top pretty much, and that held during a short trade like all the way down to here, and then you could have re-entered at some of these points. You could have taken a long trade, but we do advise taking long Dominator trades when the DMT is still bullish. So that could have not got you in this one here, look, because this you wouldn't necessarily taken the sell trade, but you may have done based on looking at what was going on. I mean, taking this buy trade here would have been a bit riskier, but you can take all the buys and sells in Dominator, just don't necessarily go as hard. But anyway, and then we had the sell here, which then this sell didn't necessarily work out too well. It basically roughly broke even. A buy here, which then turned to a sell here, which we obviously then came down, and then now look at us, we're basically back at that level again. So yeah, so in a hunt we've got a stop hunt, and that's another thing this DMT indicator does. It kind of tells you when to take profits, when to add to your shorts, look, and when it's a stop hunt that's going on, and then when to add. So you can kind of see and to add to your short here as well. So this is the DMT is a really useful indicator, and a few people have been asking about these two indicators, and my honest recommendation is just take the DMT and do the less amount of trades and trade within what the DMT is telling you rather than the Dominator. That would be my advice on those. Anyway, so that is it really. Range and stop caught a few bottoms here. Obviously we broke through this bottom just now, so we're going to form a new range, which is going to roughly be 8,900 to just under 92. So again, 92 will be the sell level. 92, I mean, this is why kind of if we get above 92 before the end of this weekend, then things may be looking okay again. But that's a big ask really. It's a big ask. I feel like we've got to find support. We've got to come down and test 8,600, test it as support, maybe even stay down here for a few days, and then decide, are we going to have a big pump up? In which case, that may be it. That may be our big pump up. Or are we going to take it out? In which case, in which case, yeah, we'll just start shorting Bitcoin. More than just on a more regular basis. So but yeah, there we go, that's about it, guys. So thanks for listening. Remember, this is not a financial advice, we're not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and yeah, I'll speak to you guys soon.